to High Tech Moda's Eye on Fashion series. I'm your host, Denise Pereau, and today we have with us Debbie Holden, who's coming to us from London, England. Debbie Holden is the creator and designer for Camellia Couture. Debbie, welcome to High Tech Moda. Our series is focusing on designers throughout the world and all the top markets: London, Paris, Rome, Milano, New York, and we're so excited that you're here today.
Thank you for having me.
Tell us a little bit about Camellia Couture and how you began your very successful company.
So Camellia Couture was born overnight, really. I used to buy handmade children's clothing from a third party and sell them on. However, things didn't quite work out, so I decided one day that I was going to ask for a sewing machine for my birthday. I got that sewing machine and I taught myself everything that I know today. I used the internet, YouTube, books, blogs, just anywhere where I could learn new things, new skills. I just took it all the information and learned from there.
So what did you have, a store or something, and you would get third-party items for a store, or what?
I used to just have a little boutique. And I just used to sell from there, but there wasn't so much couture. It was just maybe everyday children's wear, quite simple. When I took over the making myself, that's when I started designing the pieces myself and making patterns and really going with my own inspirations and my own things that I liked.
That is so inspirational, because we have a lot of viewers that are just starting out in the fashion industry that may or may not have had any formal training, and you just all of a sudden you started becoming this major designer that's showing in Paris and London and Milan with no background whatsoever. So it just goes to show you that when you have the passion, and we talk about this all the time at High Tech Moda, it's about the passion. You know?
Well, I was actually only designing for 3 months before I got my first show, which was Paris Fashion Week. So I must have been doing something right.
Who does that?
Right, I know, very lucky.
So what do you credit your being recognized? How did you get recognized and brought into Paris? That's monumental. Yeah,
so I just I used to make things purely for practice, to teach myself new skills, because I always look at something and be like, oh no, I can't do that. So then I'd go and I'd make it. I might make a mistake, so I'd make it again, and I'd make it until I got to a point where I was happy with it. And then I'd post it on social media and my friends would share or tag. And I just one day received an email from Oxford Fashion Studio to invite me to participate in Paris Fashion Week in March 2017.
So you really gain your recognition through social media, which has been a really powerful resource for a lot of people in the creative arts. And you know, when you're an artist and you have that passion, it just, you know, those kinds of things get picked up really easy. So I'm sure that you had beautiful things, or you wouldn't have gotten the recognition that you now enjoy.
Yeah. So, yeah, I absolutely love my job. So I'm really glad that they saw it when they did.
So let's talk a little bit about what's going on in England right now, in London particularly with Fashion Week. What's happening there?
So in the current situation, the majority of England is locked down. We're only allowed out of the house for an hour a day. The rest of the time we have to be in the house. And we can only go grocery shopping when absolutely needed. So yeah, it's scary times. Things are slowly starting to open up, but I'm not quite sure when that's going to be. I know most shows for the fall have been cancelled, along with everything else, concerts, everything, they've all been cancelled. We're not allowed gatherings of more than 10 people. So to do obviously Fashion Week and music concerts and things like that, that's going to be near on impossible. So they're cancelling them like progressively. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the fall, it's not looking promising.
When did you go on lockdown?
We went in lockdown. We're going to go into our 6th week now, but I've actually been in lockdown since February because I was in Italy doing a fashion show in Milan when they got their pandemic, and they completely went into lockdown. So I was quite lucky to get home when I did. But I had to go into lockdown because I've been in Italy. So I've been in lockdown since the end of February.
So are the stores and everything given any kind of time frame when you can open? Like in the United States, I live in the state of New Jersey, which is near Philadelphia. We were just given a 3-tiered phase of opening up. Do you have something like that in place in London?
We do. We've just gone into phase 2. They're planning on opening schools on the 1st of June. Not many people are happy about that because they're starting with the younger children. And they've put their
I wouldn't be happy about that either.
No, they've put their social distancing practices in place, but the children like get small little hoops that they stand in the playground, and that's it, that they're only allowed to stand in that hoop. It's going to be impossible to tell a 6-year-old that, you know, she can't go and touch a friend, or they can't play with the friends, they just have to stand there. So we just have to take what the government tells us and go with what they say. But currently we only actually have supermarkets and pharmacies open. Everything else is closed completely. So all our restaurants, some fast foods are just starting to open, but for takeaway only. But yeah, we have very, very little open.
So how's that impacting your business or your company? Do you have direct sales established yet, or?
No, I actually just opened a Etsy store because I've gone completely to zero income. I've obviously no shows, no income. So I've just opened an Etsy store selling customized merchandise. And then obviously friends and like followers of the company have been like buying, which is helping me as a business. But yeah, currently I'm just taking every day as it comes because it's so scary for just any business owner in general. We just don't know what's going to happen.
So why don't you give our viewers your contact information?
So my Instagram is camellia.couture. Facebook is Camellia Couture, and my Etsy store is Camellia Couture Shop.
Well, that's great. I hope maybe someone from our audience can connect with you and see how fabulous your things are. So let's talk a little bit about your personal platforms. I understand that you work with disabled children, and you like to bring them onto the runway. So tell us a little bit about your philosophy there.
I just think fashion should be inclusive for everybody. Able-bodied or not, I just think all children deserve the chance and the opportunity to be on the runway or to be able to do anything that they are passionate about. Might not be fashion, might be sports or something, but me personally, I work in fashion. So I want to be able to offer what I do to everybody, regardless of their abilities, regardless of whatever challenges they face. We take them challenges of the child and we work with them to ensure that they get the same treatment as able-bodied children and the same opportunities. And I've worked with a few children with disabilities now, and every time the joy that you can bring to the children, just to give them that 1 minute of happiness walking down the runway, but it'll last them a lifetime. And it's just, you just never forget seeing the happiness in the faces.
It's so inspiring to hear a story like this because, like you said, the universe opens up when people have their hearts in the right place, and it's just so empowering, and it's so inspiring because when you're giving back to humanity, it all comes back by the grace of God to you too. So I just congratulations on that platform and that you're building that for these children. Everybody wears clothes.
Right.
Why should any gender or any human be left in the dark? You know, your platform is really amazing, and you know every person wears clothing. So why should any group or gender or anybody with any kind of physical disability be ignored? I don't get that either.
No, I don't believe that any child or adult, obviously I work with children, so I just do the disabled children, but I don't believe that anybody should ever be turned away because of their disability. And I never would ever turn anybody away.
So how did you get connected to High Tech MODA? Tell us that story.
So I actually worked with a beautiful model called Angelina Stanek, and it was Angelina's mum that she'd seen that I'd done other shows, and she was so energetic when she was talking about High Tech MODA. Oh my God, you must try it. They're amazing. You'll love it. You'll never want to leave. And I was kind of like, but I like the platform that I'm at, you know, I'm okay. And she was like, no, you can do both. Just try it. So it was actually John Ellen that got me to head over there, and I'm so glad she did.
They're such an amazing team, and everything runs so smoothly backstage. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, right? Absolutely. Everything just ran to clockwork.
Yeah, there's hundreds of people backstage, and if you don't have everything organized, it can be total chaos. So that's part of the fun of it too.
Yes.
So where do you see yourself in the future, Debbie?
So I have a plan to open my own store. And I don't want to go too much into detail because I'm still in the planning stages of it. But yeah, I plan to open my own store actually in America, if I can get over there.
Whereabouts in America? In New York?
It'll be in New Jersey. Well,
New Jersey.
Yeah.
Well, you'll have to let me know about your progress and your development plans, because that's my state. I was born and raised there. So
I love
whereabouts in New Jersey?
I always stay there when I come. I'm not quite sure whereabouts it will be. Because it's just, like I say, it's just planning stages, but I always stay in North Caldwell. Mm-hmm. So I know that area quite well, so somewhere within that vicinity.
Okay, great. Well, we wish you all the luck in all the beautiful things that you're doing, not only with your designing, but with your platform. And you've been such an inspiring guest for this series. And we'd like to see what you're doing in the future when you open up your store. So thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Our pleasure, Debbie. And we'll see you next time with High Tech MODA.